many of us might have been seen a moment or event when uh, any people or a person choose to not proceed across the road because his or her particular way or that road along which he or she is traveling, that traversed or intersected by any cat. So that is something we know that in our India that kind of event can be seen very easily, and that is something what the today's in this topic we are going to have the session or discussion, that is the superstition. And we can see the how cat is crossing the road, and particularly that may prevent the person no, and that quote unquote prevent, but person is reluctant, maybe he will see will got that sense of reluctance to proceed with this particular road if that is traversed by the cat. So in this session where we have the what is the utility of this superstition, if that is a topic what we are discussing, is that GS paper 1 again in the Indian society, that this is one of the part parcel and has been since long across our society where this kind of belief we can found. So Indian society and the GS paper 2, obviously there are some government interventions, and government is also the stakeholder of our society. So that is again form the part of GS paper 2 in the main section of UPSC. So the news that has been throwing the entire nation, or that that taken the people of the country and across the globe, that the incidence of human sacrifice that in the village of Ilanthor in the Padan Matita in the state of Kerala, where two women of the middle age sacrificed by the some people for their belief of gaining some financial that is prosperity or some maybe favor. So that was one of the news, and the same in the recently in the South Delhi, where in the part of Lodi colony area, where one of the child hardly a age of 6 sacrificed or killed in the name of superstition or in the name of gaining some advantage or some financial prosperity. So these are the some of the incidents that rocked the entire country, and again this issue or this what we say in Hindi is the samajik kuriti, the social evils that that is again found this the headlines. The superstition, how we can define, then we can define like this way. I try to define it that a belief or practice resulting from ignorance, that is ignorance, that means the ill knowledge, or that is the ill education, trust in magic, that chance or false conception of causation. That causation, that means if we do not practice or if do not commit that particular of sacrifice, then that will having a domino or ripple effect in our any future endeavor. So that is meaning of this causation. And the second thing what we are going to discuss in this session is the witchcraft. That witchcraft is known as the so-called use of magic and charm and supernatural powers to harm others. So this is one of the these superstition and witchcraft are some of the interrelated things which are very much again in the news. What is the sob story and statute in India? What are the laws and what are the sob stories? What are till the date, according to the National Crime Record Bureau report, in the year 2016 to 19, about collectively the event of human sacrifice and witchcraft led killing was about 372. The number is very much considerable. And year 2020, that is bifurcated, the human sacrifice bond killing was 11, and witchcraft led killing that is 88. And that in the year 2021, just if we see the previous year data, then 6 human sacrifice bond killing were happened, and then witchcraft dead killing was about 68. So this is something really a cause of concern for law and orders system of our country. Then the higher cases were registered in the state of Chhattisgarh, about 20 in the year 2021, then Madhya Pradesh in 18, and Telangana about 11. So that is something even still that prevalent, and the statutes or laws, that is because of there is no such a central law existed in country, because this law and order and police is something state subject. But here the some states, those still having some of the laws which actually to counter this issue of witchcraft or superstition. The pioneer state is Bihar. Here the Article 246 came into the limelight, because this is Article 246 is one for the separation of power to make the laws in certain subjects, that is specifically for the parliament in the center or in the state level. So this is 246 that is also need to be in the mind. The Bihar again, Bihar is the first among all to formulate any law that is addressing the issue of superstition or the witchcraft. They, in the state of Bihar in the year 1999, they that devised the law of prevention of witchcraft, or that is known in the part of Bihar as the Dayan practice. And the key provisions, if we see, that identifying or aiding identification to person as which is punishable often, and that is there are provisions of 3 months jail or about 1,000, that is 1,000 penalty, or both can be awarded. In the state of Jharkhand, that bifurcated from the state of Bihar in the year 2000, in the Jharkhand they also formulated the same nature of the law, that is same kind of law, Prevention of Witchcraft Practice Act 2001. And here we need to discuss this very much heroic case study, that Chutni Devi Mahato, who recently awarded the Padma Shri in the year 2021. So she was a victim of witch branding. She was branded as a witch, and she belonged to the state of Jharkhand in district of Saraikela Kharsua, where the people know very much badly she was insulted, and literally she paraded across the village road, across the vicinity of the village, so that they can their claim was to that this particular lady that Chutni Devi Mahato is she was practicing a witch, and she tried to, their allegation was that she tried to harm others. So this Chutni Devi got very much that she inflicted by these goons and village people. So later on she came into the contact with one of the Indian Administrative Service officer in that very district, and that particular IS helped her, educated her, and somehow she got empowered, and she could raise the voice, and eventually she became so much powerful, their voices heard across the entire society, district, as well as in the state. And she somehow, even today, she tried to rescue the women or girl those are branded as witch, and some set of society or people those are actually trying to victimize them. So that is the what she actually initiated, and for that matter Government of India recognized her efforts, her unparalleled efforts, and she that awarded with the conferred with the Padma Shri in the 20. So the Chutli Devi Mata is very much important case study, or the heroic lady. The next is Chhattisgarh, the Tonahi Witch Prathadana Nivaran Act 2005, 3 years rigorous imprisonment plus fine. That is some of the key provisions. In the Maharashtra state, Aghori and Black Magic Act 2013. So the state of Maharashtra, where this before the formulating this particular act or legislation, there was an incident that shocked the nation and the state particularly, that the one of the social activists, or we can say the anti-superstition activist, Dr. Narendra Dabholkar, who assassinated, as he raised the boast against these superstition practices, and that is how we see as a social evil, and he assassinated because of the some goons or some the pro superstition people. And that's why state government came up with this iron handed this particular legislation that is known as the Aghori and Black Magic Act 2013. So what is the way forward here? So obviously the coda, the bottom line, is the need of the uniform nationwide anti-superstition statute, and need of the new enlightenment, that is very much needed. That is, superstition or witchcraft is the practice that is not only prevalent in India, but that can be found across in different forms in the globe, across the globe. So like country in the Romania, in some part of the Balkan nations, that can be seen in some form in the Oriental nations like Asian countries, even in some part of Latin America. So in Africa, that is profoundly practiced in the various form. So, and having different characters. So this is something not only the national or the nation's concern, but this is something a global concern as well. So some sort of new enlightenment is required, and very rightly we have adopted our constitution, and in the part that is fundamental duties, part 4A, in under that subclause H, that states that the citizens should, or we should have a sense of science, the scientific temper, humanism, and that is inquiry of that inquiry like attitude should be developed. So that is very important, that this is our duty as being a citizen. Not only the part of government, the government is the only stakeholder, or these kind of social evils can be totally uprooted with the help of only legislation. So that can be just a mirage. So people or citizens, they have to come forward to eliminate or uproot these kind of social evils. And obviously in this process, the education, the spread of the awareness is very much important, that will play the role. And that is what the new enlightenment is again required, even in this today's era, to uproot these issues. And the rightly what the Voltaire, the great, the French scholar or philosopher, he quoted that the superstition is the religion what astrology is to the astronomy, that mad daughter of wise mother. So that is the view of the great philosopher Voltaire. And with this, I thank you all. Thank you for being with me.